what it is, what it was, and what it shall be, people. The Go Ahead is back. That be Keys, IBAC. And there's a lot to talk about because y'all missed this last week. Y'all missed this. Y'all missed this. Tell the truth. Tell the truth, say the devil. Keys. Keys. What's good?
I got a gift for y'all. I got a gift for y'all.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my God.
Can you guess what it is?
What? No, I have no idea what the gift is. What is the gift?
It's our presents.
Oh, God.
Here at 8 o'clock on this Tuesday.
Oh, my God.
Y'all get to witness greatness.
Greatness? What is greatness, Keith?
Greatness is, I don't know if it's eras or errors. I couldn't tell.
Oh my God, boy.
Yeah. I guess both are right. I don't
What you say? Who's right, who's wrong? Oh my God. All right, so for those that don't know, in case you didn't know, there's a fight coming up.
A highly anticipated fight. I've been waiting for this for a while too. Like I think just like a lot of people, everybody's been waiting for it. Like
we've been waiting for the fight. What we have not been waiting for.
Oh my gosh.
Is the oh my God, it's face to face. Oh my God.
Yeah. Face-offs are a great way to promote a excuse the sniffles. Are a great way to promote a fight. But
I mean, let's be honest. We're still gonna watch the fight.
Oh, we're absolutely going to watch the fight. Look. They're not paid to be orators, okay? Well, they're not.
No, not at all.
All right, they're not paid to give motivational speeches. They're not, right? But it's just like, man,
oh my God,
what you're selling sometimes has to be able to sell itself.
Hey, you know what? I'm hungry. You know what I feel like eating? Fish. Hey, let's have a fish fry. Let's have a fish fry. Look, let's have a fish fry.
I mean, you fry the big fish.
The big fish. Oh, oh my God, boy.
I didn't know that. Look, man, obviously I can't be that deep of a fan, or at least not that deep of a fan of Errol Spence to not know that he gets called the big fish.
The big fish. That was news. I mean,
I really
it was news.
I
didn't know it either, but I know. I guess we know now. I don't.
The last person I heard call himself the big fish was Ice Cube.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Errol Spence and oh my God, boy.
West Side, and that was on the West Side Connection album.
And that was that was back in what?
Exactly.
I know you started with a 9.
Exactly. So
I know it was 90 something.
So when I heard it, it was well beyond when he said it, which means it was well beyond when it was cool to say it.
Oh my God!
Like
the big fish. the big fish, boy. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, July 29th. July 29th. Oh my gosh.
Showtime pay-per-view.
Who do you think? Who you got in that fight? And hold on. First of all, pick a winner between the face-offs. I think that's gonna be better. I think that's gonna be better than the actual fight. Pick a winner. First, pick the winner of the face-off, then pick a winner of the fight. I think we're all losers with the face-off.
Let me see. Who do I think won? Man, Bud Crawford's trainer.
Oh God. Oh God.
Because everything he said was with some, man, heartfelt sincerity. Like like this was the moment he's been waiting for to train someone in a fight like this, and it's a dream come true. To like you could just tell, like I promise from the bottom of my heart. He won. He won.
Oh my God.
He won.
Oh, who you got in the fight?
Ooh. You know, this may change. This very well may change between now and the 29th. But Spence.
I'm thinking Spence. I think this is what I hope does not happen. I'm hoping for a clear winner. That's I'm hoping for a clear winner because I can see them being speculation and uncertainty at the end of that fight.
Well, then that would just mean they would have to run it back.
Exactly. I mean,
you don't want that?
You know what we don't need boxing anymore? A part 3
series, a series of fights, like
series of fights that it'll be a win, a loss, or a win and a tie, and then let's run it back. Number 3, and I'm like, okay, I don't want to see that anymore. I'm sick. I'm tired of it. This played, man. Just, somebody knock somebody out, please. I don't even care who it is. Somebody knock somebody out.
Make it look.
I mean,
it definitive.
Crawford said he was gonna smoke him, so.
No. Spence said he was gonna smoke Crawford. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Right. Spence said he was gonna smoke. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And Crawford said he was gonna fry.
He was gonna fry. Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Like I said, in the end, we all lost.
Spence also called himself broken. like you walked yourself right into that, and Bud Crawford almost messed it up too. Like okay, all right, like come on, no, because he did. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go get tissue. But like, because Spence was like, oh, me and who was it? He's like, oh, we had the same surgery, so what does that mean? I'm broken. He was like, were you broken?
Oh my God.
He's like, you gonna be broken. So
oh my God.
I was just like, oh my gosh. Oh man.
I got one last question about this. I'm gonna pose this question to you. So I want to know your thoughts on what they are possibly gonna say about Errol Spence after this fight. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? What do you think they're going to say about Errol Spence after this fight? What comes to mind?
Why Errol Spence be breaking all these grown men like this?
Oh, God.
No, wait. How Errol Spence be breaking all these grown men like this?
Oh my God.
Hey.
If y'all have not seen,
I'm sorry. Like, the fight is going to be great. That's a fight to watch. If you don't watch any boxing match this year, you should watch this one.
I agree.
But that face-off is nothing but pure comedy. It is pure cringe comedy. Nothing but it. I'm sorry.
God. Oh my God. Pure, unadulterated comedy. I mean,
Spence is dressed like he's going to church for that one time a year at Easter.
Okay, for real. So when you sent, okay, real talk. And no shit. No, I guess it would be shade because I'm saying it. You know, when you sent it to me, and I didn't play it yet. It had the image.
Oh, the thumbnail, yeah.
The thumbnail, and so when I saw Errol, he didn't look like Errol. You know who he looked like? Oh my God. What's my man from Everybody Hates Chris? Tyler James Williams.
Oh,
that's who he looked like. I was like, so when I saw it, I was like, is this Saturday Night Live skit or something? I was like, that's Tyler. I said, oh shoot, no, it's not. That's actually. I was like, what is he wearing?
Oh
my God.
He looked like, he looked like he.
He looked like it was the first day of school. Like he looked like it was 6th grade all over again. That's
picture day.
Oh my God.
Picture day. Man.
Oh my God. Yeah.
He was dressed for his vacation Bible school graduation.
Praise Allah and everything. Oh no! Shout out to Mike. Iron Mike. Shout out to Iron Mike.
Oh my goodness! I mean, but Crawford wouldn't dress no better. Like
he dressed like he just got done with training. Like they was like, "Hey, we gotta go, dog," and he was like on the bags or something. I was like, "Oh, okay, let's go." He dressed like he really did not care.
And he just like, man, let me go pick these kids up. like what?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. That was just.
I bet he was wearing some slippers, some house shoes. You know, he was wearing.
I saw his shoes. I couldn't tell. I was like, is he wearing bowling shoes? I was confused. I couldn't tell. I'm sorry. Like I was just like, what is he wearing? Because he had on like, okay, because the shoes were tan, right? I was like, huh? Or they were like gold or whatever. I was like, yeah, man, what? What are you? All right,
God. Oh my God, yeah. July 29th, people, y'all. We all gonna watch.
Please watch the fight.
We all gonna watch it. But
also watch the face off. Just also watch the face off. Don't expect Mayweather-esque trash. Don't expect Conor McGregor. Don't expect it. Watch it, but watch it.
Nah, none of that. So congratulations, or do we have an NBA champ? Woo! We have an NBA champion.
I was wrong. I was wrong.
I think everybody was wrong. Okay, if you said you're an NBA champ for this year at the beginning of the playoffs, if you said the Denver Nuggets, shout out to you, but I don't believe you. Period. Whoever you are out there, if you said the Denver Nuggets, I don't believe you. Because I didn't see. I mean, I saw everybody but Denver. I would have picked Philly before Denver. I would have picked.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, I did not have Denver.
But shout out to Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Did you watch? Okay, so when it was all said and done, I couldn't help. I think everybody couldn't help but see Jokic. Like he did not care. He was like, I want to leave. I gotta go to the parade for what?
They said he went and asked the owner like right after they got the trophy. He was like, if he could use his private jet so he could go back home to Serbia.
Yeah.
He's like, can I like legit? I don't even need to pack a bag. I could just go have clothes and stuff there.
Exactly.
Can I go home?
He was ready to go. He was so over it. Like he was over. He was over there popping his own bottle. Like
he had no interest. Like All he's talked about this season is being a champion. He didn't care about the MVP. Every time they asked him about it, he said he didn't care. He only cared about being a champion, and now he is one. And he just
he did not care. He did not care. It was like I don't know. I don't know if anything was going on or
nah. You know what? I think it's like sometimes even when you achieve stuff, right? Like okay, like sometimes when I achieve like PRs in the gym, right, or like new 1 rep maxes and stuff. Sometimes I don't celebrate just off of the strength of just like, I don't know, my body just ain't with it. Like I'm just like, I just want to go to sleep now. I'll celebrate when I wake up.
Yeah, but he won an NBA title. Like there's people, there are legends that never won a title.
I bet when he go home, he go crazy.
Yeah, it was like like they should have they so should have shot a commercial. Nikolai Jokic, you just won the NBA championship. What are you going to do next? Going to Serbia. I'm trying to get a plane now. Like he was not into it. I mean, I'm sure somewhere inside he was happy.
He was ready to go home.
Man, big time. Like I you know what? This is the first time he's ever stayed this long in the United States. Well, Joker, I mean, if you want to make this a habit, you know, you better make some better plans. I mean,
he wanted this, but he it's like, you know, that's different. It's like when you also homesick, like when you're in a totally different place, you're not used to being. Yeah, he's not used to being on the road this long. Like he's not used to being here this long. Like still playing ball. Like he's usually at home because the Nuggets usually aren't this deep in the playoffs.
Round. Yeah, they usually go first round. First, so, maybe second, maybe.
and maybe this is what the second longest might have been the bubble.
Probably, yeah.
So
yeah, which he probably I don't know. Did he go to Serbia and come back, or did he stay over here the entire time?
I don't know.
Did he? But if this is going to be, I'm wondering, do the Denver Nuggets see this and say, he's clearly probably one, if not the best player in the NBA right now.
Oh,
but man, is he going to put everything into it from here on out? Because if he doesn't want to be over here in early June, I mean, is he gonna put everything into it to get to another NBA final? I'm wondering if the Denver Nuggets are like, man, wasn't expecting that, because I sure wasn't. I was like, man, there was no celebration. It was like he shook everybody's hand. Like
it could also just be he could just very well, like, you know, they do say he's really like a private person, you know, like he's really like his teammates like all love him and stuff like that, but typically when he's in front of the camera or even on the court, when people's eyes are on him, he doesn't change it up. So that could have just been it. He could have just kept the work face on,
unless you try to take a basketball from him.
Oh well, in that case,
I'm about to say, yeah, unless you're the owner of makes sense. Anyway,
which Frank Vogel.
Oh God! All right, so let's
Frank.
Okay. So we've got more NBA coaching hires, and as you can see, it perplexes Keys. One name, indivisible. No, stop. One name. The new coach of the Phoenix Suns is none other than Frank Vogel. I ain't got no problem with it.
Well, of course you don't. You're a Laker fan.
Exactly. No problem with it.
I guess in all actuality, I don't really have a problem with it. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, all right, okay.
So it is clearly
the only thing that I can see it remotely making sense is the fact that, like, okay, the last few seasons, the Suns have been very offensive oriented, right?
Right.
And their defense has suffered to a degree, especially when they had to get rid of a lot of their defensive pieces for Kevin Durant.
Yeah, that was the problem. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, like, you want to bring in someone who's going to bring in a more defensive mindset, that could help, transition it into, making it easier to put some points on the board, kind of, I guess. But they still don't have anybody. They still have to fill the roster.
And I don't see any. Now, I mean, speculation. This is speculation. But DeAndre Ayton is out there on the trading block.
I think he's gone.
And
he should be.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
He was not waiting.
If they're talking about discussing possible, like, scenarios for him, he's gone. It's nothing about him staying. There's no discussing possible scenarios in your stay. If we want you to stay,
exactly,
you would just stay.
Unless one of those scenarios was, Chris, you come off the bench. That could have been a possible scenario.
I mean, yeah, and but I think anywhere he goes now, that would be the scenario. Like, there isn't going to be a place that's going to be like, hey, yeah, no, you can start here. Nah, because you're going to expect your starters to be able to play through the season and the playoffs if you make the playoffs. Sure. And let's be honest here, Chris Paul probably isn't going to try to go to a team if that's, which is probably typically going to be the case. It's going to be a trade. He's either going to get waived and get signed. It's going to be something, right? Yeah, that the situation is going to be, you're going to want your starter to play. And Chris Paul, he's approaching 39.
Yeah.
I mean,
LeBron's approaching 39.
Okay. And LeBron's starting to break down. So, but Chris Paul has notoriously broken down, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's the elephant in the room. I mean, he seems great during the regular season, but I just don't think his body can. Yeah, keep it going that long.
So all you have to do your best to be able to manage his time on the floor. Yeah. So him starting and playing heavy minutes isn't really like the best option for him, regardless of where he goes, especially at his age. So
especially not on a playoff team.
No. So he's definitely going to be coming off the bench wherever he goes. He's not going to want to go anywhere where he doesn't think he could possibly win a ring. So he just finally can get one and get out.
But that's a lot of money coming off the bench. I mean, let's be honest. When you say six man, you want your six man to be extremely productive. Like, you want him to come off firing. That's not Chris Paul anymore.
If he gets bought out, it won't matter.
That's a lot of buying.
But that's a. You think Matt Ishbia cares?
I think. Well, he may not. His pocketbook will care. His wallet will care. I mean, when you've got Kevin Durant, I don't think he cares. And there's a scenario, and we talked about it a few days back. If you've got Kevin Durant and you're definitely keeping Durant and Book, that's given, right?
Yeah,
that's a given. They're not going anywhere, all right? And you want to surround them. You want to bring in. You probably want to bring in a third star. You need a point guard. I don't care what anybody says. KD and Kyrie Irving probably orchestrated this from the jump. I mean, I can't see Kyrie Irving staying
in
Dallas because he's already broken. He's already. I mean, he's already broken. What's his name? Luka. He's already broken him. I mean, he was a man during that press conference, it was everything in him said, I've got nothing left.
Which, have you seen Luka Doncic lately? Look like he's lost some weight. He's definitely lost some weight.
Well, they said that he's really working on his game and hitting the weight room and shredding. But I don't think he wants to play with Kyrie.
Nah, I don't think so.
And Luka is well in his prime. Like, he's well in it. Like, he's young. And he's clearly one of the best players in the NBA. And if I'm Mark Cuban, I'm not losing Luka. Kyrie's gone.
Oh,
I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to trade him or if they're going to buy him out or whatever. But I clearly think he's aiming for a reunion with KD and Phoenix.
Oh, you got the new CBA to worry about too. You know, you're not going to be able to really keep more than one or two supermax or max contracts on your roster as is, because you're going to run right into the luxury tax, essentially. So,
well, I mean, has Phoenix ever won a title? No. And if I'm the Phoenix Suns and I just see Denver win their first, I'm looking like that's got to be us soon. Like, the window when you made that trade for Kevin Durant, you officially were on the quote unquote window clock. You know, that window of opportunity.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So Durant's no spring chicken. He is, still one of the best in the NBA, probably the best scorer in the NBA, possibly still. But that's not going to last too many more seasons.
No.
And if we've ever, come on, let's be honest. If we know anything about Kevin Durant, didn't take much to tick him off and him want out of a situation.
Yeah.
So you better be winning like now, like this year.
It's really not. It really doesn't take a whole lot. And you won't even see it coming. And it's just like, why did Kevin Durant just stop playing basketball? Oh, he's mad. And then the press conference comes, and it's like, God dang.
And then what? I mean, you traded all your assets. I mean, you're officially on the rebuild. And then you've got Devin Booker to worry about. Because if that happens, Devin's like, I'm sick of this. I've been through a rebuild once. I don't want to go through a rebuild again. I don't know. I don't know. But I think he's going to swing for the fences and try to bring Kyrie in some kind of way. Although there is another point guard that's available. There is another point guard.
Toronto, he is. He is available.
Who opted out of his contract? What do you think about that?
Fred VanVleet. Oh, why? Hey,
I for one didn't see it. Common sense says, yeah, why wouldn't he? But I didn't think he really would. Make sense? But dang,
I could see that, because you would think, I guess from the outside looking in, it's like, oh, he seems like a guy that has like a lot of like team loyalty type of thing. Like, it's like this is kind of his team. Why would he want to leave?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I want to win. I absolutely get it. Like,
I get it, Freddie. I get it.
Like, I mean, this, like, he's like, this is my team, but then it's like,
am I going to win on this team? Well, he's already got a title.
He does, but it's like, he's like, all right, this is my team, but I mean, man, this is my team.
My team sucks.
Oh,
my team is garbage.
And then they just hired. They just hired with the assistant from Milwaukee for the new head coaching job, right?
And do you think that?
Yeah, that definitely. He was like, man, I'm out of here, bro.
Because cool. I'm good, dude. With all of the available coaches that are out there, and say what you want about Doc Rivers, even Doc Rivers, still out there. Mike Budenholzer's still out there. That coaching hire was even more questionable than Frank Vogel. Like, it was like, first of all, you probably heard of him because you're a Boston Celtics fan, but when they hired him, I was like, who?
Yeah.
I was.
I was just confused as to like I was like, really though? I wasn't mad. I was just confused.
Yeah,
I was confused. I'm like,
like usually when an assistant is hired, you've heard his name all season long. Like no, no, out of left field. Clearly
didn't know. Like I was like, yeah. It's like, where did you come from? Didn't even know you were on the market.
No.
All right, man.
No.
All right.
It's clearly that was a weird, and I'm with you. I think that really helped his decision to opt out of that contract. Where do you see Freddie going? I've got an idea. I've got an idea.
He could. He could end up in LA. I could see that would work. That would be really nice.
To
have an actual point guard.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And he can get a decent shooter. Okay, yeah, that would be good. Phoenix, because they would need it.
They need a point guard.
Let's see. Miami. Although there are rumors Dame could be heading to Miami.
You know what I think about that? A mistake.
If Dame does go to Miami?
Yeah. I don't think Dame and Jimmy
Butler would mesh well.
Yeah. Like, whose team is it? Like, if Dame comes in and says, all right, it's Jimmy's team. But I don't know if I see Dame doing that. And it's not like Dame is egotistical or anything like that, but he's been down in Portland all this time, and it's always been his team
since day one.
And all of a sudden he goes to Miami. I mean, if they send him, I mean, come on, it's whose team is it? And we all know, look, Jimmy, his passion is second to none, but sometimes that passion is a little over the top, and I can see that. That could be that could really damage that squad. I think so.
I think too though. One thing I am glad about the Nuggets being winning the title. It kind of combined with the new CBA is finally starting to. Well, it's going to force the league to steer away from the whole super team dynamic. Which I like. Look, I don't mind superstars coming together, right? But at the rate that it has been, or it had gone for a 3 to 4 season stretch.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, this point is ridiculous.
Yeah, and then everybody was trying to, everybody was gunning for that.
Everybody was trying their best to have their best version of it, and it's like, all right, at some point, either the league needs to get rid of the salary cap, or you need to restructure the way the league standings are set up, because if all of these players are going to be on a handful of teams, change some stuff up over here because you're going to leave a lot of teams. It's going to be really top heavy. Yeah, we can't. Yeah, so I just at least they did something. I know a lot of players and organizations aren't necessarily happy about it, but
all of the big tier teams are not happy about it. The Celtics, the Lakers, the Knicks, of course, because they've got those deep pockets that are now restricted.
Yep.
You got the money, but you can't spend it. So, but all of the smaller teams, that the ones without those deep pockets, they're like, sounds good to me.
Yeah, it puts everybody on an even playing field, and then, as far as market wise, and it forces you to have to legitimately build a team. You're really going to have to start thinking about okay, if you want this superstar or superstars or star and accompanying star or whatever, however you're going to be able to get your budget together and what pieces you're going to put around them and how well they fit around that in their game and how much that's going to tie into y'all's success. That's really going to make teams start to think about really more a whole lot about like what they're adding to their team as opposed to the name and who. Like
just putting 3 superstars together and just say run it, go. Those I think those days are, unless somebody takes a huge, well, not huge, but they have to take a noticeable pay cut. Like noticeable. I mean, we're not talking about a couple of million. We're talking about like maybe 30 mil or
and
you're gonna shave off that supermax. I mean, so and then the teams the people you put around them aren't. You're gonna have a lot of people playing for a minimum contract, and I don't know about that. But we'll see. How it goes.
Organically, you'll have to call some folks up from the G League. You're gonna have to develop the players that you have to draft well.
Miami did it. Miami did it. So it can be done.
And they're one piece short.
Yeah, and wow, a Van Fleet or even a Dame, if they can get along with Jimmy, would be dangerous. That would be with a healthy Hero, dangerous. Yeah, dangerous. And then, I really think they missed him in his shooting. So,
and then Duncan Robinson turned it on during the playoffs, which was really odd, but he came out of nowhere and turned it on. Well, because it was just like, he went from like shooting 22% from 3 like all season.
Well, maybe it was
like 26 or something like that.
Yeah, maybe it was opportunity. Maybe when Hero went down, he was like, "Hey, I'm the man now." I don't know.
Caleb Martin.
Baller.
Gabe Vincent, Max Strus.
Yeah.
So it can definitely be done. Drafted, undrafted, and developing players. You feel me? Like it can happen. And now you're gonna have to.
Yeah. And Miami's sitting nicely. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have the cap room or cap space to grab one of those guys. I mean, I don't know if, and let's be honest, this would be a dream scenario for him, but let's say Lowry doesn't come back. Let's say he says, "This is it for me. I'm done." You've got to feel not only your starting, but your backup point guard spot. Would be crazy, but what if they landed both Chris Paul after a buyout and Fred VanVleet?
Wow, that would be
scary.
Yes,
it'd be scary.
Very scary.
Very scary.
Very scary in the East. Yeah, I mean, look, hey, unless the Celtics and the Sixers, or I mean, heck, even the Bucks, which I think Chris Middleton's out of there, so that's a thing. But yeah, if they don't do some, like, if they don't make some changes, Miami's definitely going to be the team coming out of the East again next year.
Well, I mean, Milwaukee already made a change. So did Philly. So changes have been made. Changes have been made. Gonna see if those were the right change. Really shocked about Budenholzer. Still don't agree with that, but we'll see how that plays out. And
I'm surprised he still doesn't have a job yet.
I am too.
That's what I'm more surprised about. Being let go. Yeah, I'm like, it's okay. Like I don't agree with it, but all right. But the fact that he's still on the market,
and I can't. I honestly, I think the last peg was the Toronto job, or excuse me, the Phoenix job. I'm sorry, and
Frank Vogel.
I don't see. Okay, defense. you spoke about the need for defensive intensity, and maybe that's the catalyst to hiring.
I'm just saying that was possibly why I still don't agree with it because I'm still baffled by it and all.
Because I'm like, wasn't LA one of the worst defensive teams his last season in LA? They were horribly defensive. And wasn't it Phoenix that beat us into submission? I mean, they beat LA into submission. Like their body language, everything just said, man, we give.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Devin Booker was cooking.
So I'm really confused how they think he's the answer.
Hey, look,
for Monty Williams.
I'm just trying to think about what possible reason logically that they would think that Frank Vogel would be the answer coaching wise. That was the only thing that I could think of. I could be wrong. He could have just had a really good interview.
I don't care about the interview.
He could have just wowed at the end. Look, man, some people wow at the interview and get the job. Don't mean that they're good at the job.
Yeah, Doc Rivers. Anyway, I mean, who is also still unemployed? I don't know. They're both going to be in the booth. They're both going to have a seat at the table.
Oh my goodness!
They're both going to. It doesn't look like
Mike Jackson. Oh man.
I can't see either one of them being an assistant. I mean, because you're a title-winning coach. Both of them have won a title, and then you're going to sit on somebody's bench. I can't see that. So they're probably going to be out of the NBA at least for this season. I mean, all the slots have been filled. Unless there's a shocking, a hire. I don't
Detroit. Know. Let's see, Philly. Has the Milwaukee spot been filled?
Yes. Milwaukee they took where did Nurse go?
Philly.
Well, maybe I thought Milwaukee took. I thought they hired a coach. Maybe they haven't. Oh no, Adrian Griffin. That's right, Adrian Griffin. He's new Bucks coach.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So I don't see. It would have to be a shocker, like, oh man, didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe down in New Orleans, maybe Washington. I don't know.
Speaking of which, Bradley Beal's out of there.
What's
Bradley
that?
Beal's? Bradley Beal's gone.
You think he's gone?
I think he's gone.
Wow. Via trade, really? Or it's got to be trade because he signed up.
Yeah. I think he's. Yeah, I think he's gone. I think he'll approve. I think he will approve of a trade if it's for the right situation. Yeah, I just think his time there is done. I think his time in Washington is done.
I mean, he's overdue probably. I mean,
yeah, and it's just it didn't work.
And he's got Kyle Kuzma. So I mean, he's got Kyle Kuzma there.
Well, Kuz is a winner.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
But yeah, I think he's gone, man. I don't see him staying too much longer. Wow. The domino effect that would have. I mean, but that basically means that Washington would just blow it up. I mean, not much to blow up, but Kristaps Porzingis
might be out the NBA.
Kristaps gonna be the star.
Oh God! So that means they'll win 30 games. All right. I mean, outside of, and I use Kyle Kuzma's name loosely. I mean, he's not that good. I mean,
about to be Unicorn City.
Oh God. Anyway. All right. To the NFL. And Guess who still does not have a job? A couple of people, actually. But
I was about to say, wait, what?
a couple of people doesn't have a job, to be honest. But the glaring name, and it doesn't look like he's, because of course Dalvin Cook was released. Hopkins, we already talked. He's been released, and neither one of them is signed with the team.
Derrick Henry.
Well, was he released?
Well,
They say he may be released. That they say, and for that, they're also talking about your boy in Cincinnati. You know what? All these running backs being released, I'm like, have these teams lost their mind? They just don't think they need a running back anymore. I mean, I don't. So if Cincinnati was to release Mixon, if Tennessee was to release Henry, Cook is already released. Of course, Zeke. You can say what you want to about Zeke, but prior to him breaking down, I mean, he was that dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems like these teams are saying we don't need a running back to win in this league. Like, we don't need a running back.
They're saying a running back. They're saying a running back above the age of 27 is not worth the investment
because they pretty much just ran out. Wow. Which
I may hit 28, 29. That's usually when, especially, running backs have been getting, heavy carries, a large amount of carries, getting a large amount of yards. So their body starts to break down.
Yeah, and I can see Tennessee saying that. However, I can see Tennessee saying it because they've ran Derrick Henry into like he's carried that club.
Mm-hmm.
However, I can see them saying that, but I can also say I don't see any signs of him wearing down yet. Like I don't see any signs.
Yeah, they want to get rid of it before it becomes too expensive. Before it becomes more of a deficit than an investment. That's pretty much it. That's what it sounds like.
Wow. Wow.
Basically, it's like they're like you're getting old.
Well, if that's the case, then we're talking about a whole slew of running backs. I mean, I know Jacobs hasn't hit that milestone yet, but he's creeping up there. I mean, and for that matter, well, that would make total sense for the Cowboys to not give Pollard a contract. They just franchise tagged him. I mean, all signs pointed in just being like, to the draft. I mean, so it's just
to younger and cheaper talent.
Wow, it's crazy because but a lot of people, when running backs hold out and they want more money and they talk about their contract and they want more money, they want longevity and this. A lot of fans, let's be honest, a lot of fans jump on those guys and
what are you talking about? You're crazy, and it's like no, but it's scenarios like this because running backs are one of the as much as popular as running backs can be, and as popular and as productive as a star running back can be, man, there's no guarantee that they're going to be there next year.
Yep, exactly.
As quick as they rose to becoming the star and jersey sales and all of that, as soon as it's gone, it can be gone just like that. All just because it's like you got old.
Yeah. Hey, wow, it's crazy to see you got old. You're 27 now. Like, God.
Yeah.
Like, man, what?
Yeah.
Jeez. Meanwhile, receivers are 31, 32, 33, still ball, still getting paid. OBJ. I mean, still getting paid even after an ACL.
Yep.
I'm like, he didn't play last year. I know the last time we saw him was in the Super Bowl. I get that, but he didn't play last year because he tore his ACL in the Super Bowl. So
he wowed at the interview.
Those interviewing skills are amazing.
He wowed at that interview.
Oh my God. So speaking of receivers, boy, Stephon Diggs is disgruntled. He is disgruntled.
Is that what you want to call it? He grumpy.
He does not want to be a Buffalo Soldier anymore.
No, he does not.
He does not. Well, I mean, so he reported to OTAs. Oh, correction. All right, no, he went to the facility yesterday. He did not report for OTAs. He went to the facility and spoke to man or ownership. I believe the head coach as well, and then bounced. He did not take part. And in the immortal words of it's McDermott, right? Is McDermott the coach there? Who's the coach in Buffalo? I can't think of his name. But whatever his name is, in his words, he said he was
Sean McDermott, yeah.
Concerned. Yeah, it is Sean. So he said he was concerned. Here's my thing about coaches usually say a lot of things. Like they usually don't give up that even if they are concerned, they won't say that to the media. They'll say, "Oh well, no, we talked about it, and it's expected," or they'll say, "Oh no, we're not concerned. I'm sure he's going to show up," unless they have to, unless that joker hasn't been there, like.
They'll be like, they'll say something like, "I spoke to him. He's working out on his own right now. He'll be here." And like, yeah.
He straight said, "I'm concerned. I'm concerned." Code word for I don't know what's going on. It doesn't look like he's gonna be here. I'm wondering if let's be honest. So Josh Allen also came out and said, "Well, you know what? This isn't a personality conflict. It's more along the lines of us, incorporating him more, in what we're doing here." And I'm like, more.
He wants to play running back.
I'm like, more. So I went and looked at Stephon Diggs' stats because I was like, did I miss something from last year? Like, did he not get the rock last year? So Stephon was 4th in catches, 108, 5th in yards, 1,400, and tied for 3rd in touchdowns, 11. What more incorporation do you need?
Well, if he's first, then he gets incentives. If he's first in catches, he gets incentives.
I get that. I get that. But if he signed a contract that said first, I'm pretty sure that contract said if you're top 5 or something like that. And maybe he would have gotten a little bit more if he was number 1. I get that. But when you catch over 100 passes, 1,400 yards, and 11 touchdowns, there's not a whole lot of more incorporation you need. You're in the offense. There's no, So
more wide receiver handoffs.
What's that? Sweeps, more sweeps.
More sweeps.
More sweeps.
He wants rushing yards.
I'm like, I don't know.
He wants to play cornerback too.
Yo, hey, he wants to line up with his brother.
Yeah.
He wants to go to Dallas and line up on the other side.
No, you know what? He don't even want to play corner. He wants to play safety.
Oh my god. So I'm curious. What do you? It just all points to him wanting out of Denver. Oh, excuse me, Buffalo. I'm sorry. And it based on. It's kind of perplexing because I'm like, Buffalo did experience success. They are experiencing success. Of course, they didn't win Super Bowl, but they had a great year last year.
Yeah.
So what's your take on Steph's?
Yeah, he just. Some people will just find an excuse because they don't want to be somewhere, and they don't just want to say, "I don't want to be there anymore."
Cool.
That's just kind of what it sounds like. Yeah. How do you want to be incorporated more? You're obviously the first option, right? Like, bruh, do you want to throw the football to yourself? like, let's just be honest here. Like, what more incorporation? Unless he's speaking about like he wants more like say so in play calling. I don't know. Like I honestly don't know. I don't know. Like I don't.
I'm thinking now. We all remember the infamous argument.
He wants to orchestrate the wide receiver rotation. I don't know.
I don't know. Now he did. Him and Josh had a nice verbal chat on the sidelines during the playoff loss last year.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, for Josh to come out and say, "Oh, it's not a personality thing." I'm like, I don't know, Josh. I don't know, because when he left, he didn't say Josh's name. He never said Josh. But man, all signs pointed
to Josh Allen.
And I'm like, I don't think he likes you, bro.
I don't think you guys are friends.
Yeah,
I think you're his friend, but he's not yours.
He's not yours at all. So now here's, and follow me on this. Do you think he's trying to orchestrate an exit out of Buffalo to go play with his brother? Because remember, that stuff started at the end of last year. That jump started. Oh man, what about Stephen going to play with his brother in Dallas, and everybody was like, contracts, this, that, and the other. He just signed, and it's impossible. And now we're here.
And that's the thing. Like, people keep forgetting. Like, a lot of times, and in these, especially like in these in the bigger sports, like, yeah, these players sign contracts, but if they're big enough, if their name is big enough, if they throw a big enough fit, they get what they want.
Oh yeah. that's real talk. And if anybody's got the cap space, all Dallas would have to do is trade. If they were to trade for him, if they could give up Michael Gallup and send him to Buffalo, they've got the cap room. They've clearly got the cap room to take him in.
It's possible.
Now, and here's saying that, as I'm saying that, I'm like, he just doesn't want to be in Buffalo, because that would even be a worse off scenario. If he wants to be incorporated in the offense and you go to a team where CeeDee Lamb is the number one, what are you going to be, 1B or
and
whatever?
And Mike McCarthy said, I want to run the ball.
I want to run the ball. Exactly. So then what? Now what? You're not going to have 108 catches for 1,400 yards. It's not going to happen.
I want to be incorporated more. He going to have some rushing yards.
Tony ain't going to have that. So, well, Tony's coming off an ACL too. So apparently ACL is the injury to come off of and get paid. I don't get it. I don't know. Especially in Dallas, because that's all they do. And you come off of ACL surgery, they pay you a lot of money. Go figure.
Well, they do it in Baltimore too, apparently. So,
but this would be the second player for Dallas. I mean, we did it for Michael Gallup, and now we're doing it for, well, it's not an ACL. I take that back. It's a broken leg. What's worse?
Hey Lamar, I got a gift for you. And it's greatness.
Oh my God.
And how it was greatness measured. Greatness is measured in one-hand catches.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
This man catch a ball better with one hand than he do with two.
Look, I'm if anybody can make Baker Mayfield look halfway decent.
Hey, Baker Mayfield is the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay has fallen from that have the mighty fallen from that Super Bowl victory. Wow. Isn't Jameis Winston still there? Deliver them, Jameis. I mean,
wait, no, because Jameis in New Orleans,
right. He went to New Orleans.
But right. now he's supposed to be somewhere else now, isn't he? Because wait,
I thought.
See, now I have to look. Now I have to. Oh man, I could have sworn.
Well, Baltimore has.
Oh no, he's still in New Orleans.
Oh, wait a minute. This just released. Stephon Diggs will be present for mandatory minicamp.
Oh.
I'll tell you why he's going to be present. $99,000 is a lot of money. I don't care how many millions you make. It's a lot of money. All right. And you know, that stuff starts, you know, adding up every time.
He's like, look, I got a budget and I got a savings. All right. And I'm not digging into my savings okay. I'll just show up. I'll
be there, but I won't be happy.
I ain't gonna like it. I ain't gonna like it at all.
I'm not gonna like it at all. And I'm gonna fold my arms the entire day. I'm just letting you know.
Every time I run my route, I'm gonna just run my route like this. Don't throw me the ball, Josh.
Oh my gosh.
Josh trying to go throw in the ball, he gonna smack it up.
I don't want to be here. I don't. Oh my God. So on to you. Wait, you know what? No. Scratch that. There is one more name in the NFL that I wanted to ask you about. But hold on. Hear me out. There's we've already talked about D-Hop. We've already talked about all these running backs and just talked about Stephon Diggs. But there's and I'm not saying any of it's true, but there's speculation. That word, speculation. That's the word for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Speculation. Speculation down in New York that Saquon could be on the way out. I mean, these contract disputes. I mean, he's playing that position we just discussed, and he's had his share of injuries. Now, granted, when Saquon Barkley's on the field, he's that dude. When he's healthy and he's on the field, he's that dude. Period. In the discussion, end of story. But there's a reason the New York Giants are balking on his contract, because it seems like they'd be like, "Hey, yeah, let's pay that man his money." If you pay Danny Dimes all that money and not Saquon, do you think that's a sign of the times that Saquon's out of there?
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. I mean, he's already considering the holdout, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a sign of the times. I think if the Giants really wanted to pay him, they'd have paid him already.
Man,
plain and simple.
It's crazy.
Because if you gave Daniel Jones that much money, and
Daniel Jones,
you gave Daniel Jones that much money, but you're not going to give your running back comparable money for his position. I mean, yes, agreed. Saquon has dealt with some injuries, and he has spent a significant amount of time off the field. But his production on the field, I mean, let's say he has a full season this year, right?
Yeah.
Who's to say, like, no, you gotta pay him. But yeah, it's the running back curse. They're like, not only are you, which is crazy, but it's like, not only are you getting up there, right?
Yeah.
You've also been hurt, so that cuts some time up off of you too, off your lifespan. So it's like,
and let's be honest,
if we don't have to pay you, we're not going to pay you, and we're going to hold out as long as we can. We don't really have to try to give you more money.
Well, is there another running back on the roster that I don't know about? I mean, because we'll have to find out. So Saquon ran the ball 295 times last year, 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns. He averaged 4.4 carries. Is there another running back that can shoulder that load that on the Giants roster that I don't know about?
They'll have to find out.
And then you're going to find out that you paid Danny Dimes all that money, and the reason he had a somewhat decent season was because of Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Like, I mean, and not even just from like a play distribution perspective between like, pass and run or whatever, just off the fact that like, Saquon's super versatile and pass protection, bro. Like, and we all know Daniel Jones needs all the protection he can get.
Exactly. I mean, he did pass for 3,200 yards last year, which is tied for 15th in the NFL. But he only threw 15 touchdowns. Like, okay.
Where did the rest of
Saquon Barkley? He had 10 of them.
But they don't want to pay him.
And I take that back. He had 10 rushing touchdowns. I'm sorry. Let me digress. He had 10 rushing touchdowns. Receiving, he had... actually, he didn't have any receiving touchdowns. But he did have 57 catches for 338 yards. So,
but still, I mean,
safety valve.
Daniel Jones only threw for 15 touchdowns. Saquon had 10 on the ground.
You're only going to get touchdowns one of three ways: defensively, throwing the football, or running the football. He only threw 15 of them.
So when you're running back, it's pretty much just as productive as your quarterback is as far as like getting into the end zone.
I'm not understanding what's going on in New York. Like you said, the running back. Man,
I think it's a phase. It's a phase. Yeah, I think it's just a phase. Franchises are going to go through it because they're, analytics is a thing. Everything is based off of the analytics. It's all off the numbers. So it's like, oh, hey, statistically, this is happening. And then once they start seeing running backs over the age of 28 being productive, then and all it's going to take is one, and they're all going to start rethinking it.
Yeah, and nobody cares anymore about game planning, play calling, personnel. How was the offensive line that he ran behind it? No one cares about that anymore.
They do. It's just not as it pertains to analytics.
Well, exactly. It seems like analytics overrides.
Yeah,
all of that.
It's like, oh well, when this personnel was on the field and we ran this, they were productive this many times.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But shout out to analytics. I don't know.
Numbers.
So speaking of numbers,
maths.
Somebody had more numbers than somebody else, and they just punked them. So live in the world of golf after all this time.
Oh my goodness!
PGA, I'm doing everything in its power to distance itself from the LIV
from the LIV from the LIV Invitational. They tried so hard.
They tried everything. I mean, they told its players it's either PGA or LIV, and there's no coming back. I mean, everything. After all of that, they said they have too much money for us to fight them.
Welcome back, Bryce DeChambeau.
We might as well join them. So now they are both under the same umbrella. You know what that says to me? You can kiss PGA goodbye. That's a wrap. I know they're under the same umbrella right now.
Oh yeah, they just got swallowed.
That's a wrap. That'll be a thing of the past.
They don't even realize it.
I think they might realize it.
There's nothing else they could really do about it. There was really nothing they could do about it.
It's like a shark that has a swimmer's foot. Like, dude, if you're lucky, you'll get away, but odds are he's gonna swallow. And LIV's about to swallow.
Nah, see, this is what happened. The PGA was the shark. And they had golfers by the foot. right? And a megalodon pulled up.
Not a megalodon. A shark ate me.
Deep blue, my head is like a shark's fin. Deepest blue is my head is like a shark's fin.
Oh, ain't you seen my movies?
That was juice.
That was a good one. Oh my God! Let's go back about a year. Let's go back about a year, and how the PGA treated all those golfers that made the decision to take them. You know what? Let's talk about Tiger Woods. Let's talk about Tiger Woods, because Tiger chose to remain loyal to the PGA when he had, and it was an insane amount of money to go to LIV. I want to say, what was it? It was something ridiculous. Yeah. I forget how much money it was, but it was ridiculous money. And he said, nope, I'm going to remain loyal to the PGA. And now the PGA, all these golfers that chose to remain loyal to that to that function,
don't have a choice. And I don't have any problem with, golfers wanting to remain loyal to the PGA. The PGA is where you that's what you knew coming up. You wanted to be a pro golfer. That was all you knew, right? Coming up in the States, there's nothing. The PGA is it. That's where you want to get.
Right.
But I think it was more of just about how they stuck up for the PGA. Some of the things that they said, like, it was kind of like, oh, now you kind of have to shove your foot in your mouth.
Not kind of. They shoved it in your mouth for you. That's what they did.
There was a lot of stuff that they said, and it was just like instead of just saying, okay, hey, there's nothing wrong with another golf league. I may not necessarily agree with how they run things or whatever, but I'm going to stay over here and whatever. But for them to be like, man, some of them did it in the name of patriotism. Some of them, they just, they didn't and because LIV is based out of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so a lot of them were really upset about the fact that, some of the money that's been put into LIV is from people that they don't necessarily agree with, and things like that, which is, I get that. I get that wholeheartedly. But it's just how you went, how cats like Rory McIlroy and a lot of cats went about it on camera in front of the mic, things they said, and then they have to come out and be like, now they have to turn around and with the sour lemon face say, oh, this could potentially be the best thing for golf. And regardless if they mean it or not, they have to say it now.
So under this, and so they wanted to make sure that they put out that this is not a merger. Okay, fine, it's not a merger. Yeah, but here's the deal. So
you don't merge with your food.
So it's forming a new entity, and these are the reports. Formed a new entity with the Saudi Arabia Sovereign Wealth Fund and the DP World Tour. The PIF governor, Yasir Al-Ramayan, will serve as the chairman of the new company. And Monahan, he'll be the CEO. Now, of course, Monahan he was the overseer of the PGA, tournament. And he's the CEO. Okay, if you were the head of one organization and another organization came in and, we're not going to say merge, joined with you, and its boss is now your boss, okay, you don't want to call it merger? We're not going to call it merger. I don't know. What word do you want to use? I don't.
Well, you're the boss, so yeah. It's not a merger.
Yeah, you're CEO, but Joker's the chairman. He's
Also,
calling the shots.
Also, if it's not a merger and it's not a joining, if that person now becomes your boss.
It is not. It's not. You've been consumed.
Yeah.
You've been consumed. And
you've been consumed.
Nice.
And they were graceful enough.
Yeah.
They were nice enough to give you position
Yeah.
to still have a job.
Yeah, you can sit here and look over this stuff. I'm over in Saudi Arabia. I got other things to do. So you go ahead, you run this while I'm over here. But and it's so funny. He came out and said, "This is not a merger." Yes, it is. Well, it's you were consumed by another organization, and it took 2 years for him to do it. 2 years.
You never know what big money is until big money come.
I'm like,
never know what big money look like till it come, man. Because dog, look, look. Up to this point, everybody thought like, hey man, the PGA. You know, I mean, granted, like golf isn't. It had the greatest ratings or TV ratings, but it's still successful, right? Like,
yeah. And now,
Liv said, you call those pockets?
Man, I mean, them oil pockets are deep. They run deep.
Right. They looked at those. You call those pockets?
Man,
your pockets could fit in my pockets. Pocket.
Watch, and then he said, "Watch," and that's exactly what he did.
I'm like, oh, look at that. Hey, do y'all want that? Y'all want? I didn't mean to drop that money on the floor. Do you want it?
Oh my God!
I tell you what. You and I work together, right? But I'm gonna be the boss.
but we're gonna do this together, though. It's
in exchange for this money right here. You can just go ahead and have that.
Yeah, but it's gonna be like both of ours.
I mean, bro, don't worry about it. It literally just like fell out of my pocket. I have like 6 more pockets with money. Do you need me to pull these out?
I just got one question: who's signing his check? Who's signing Monahan's checks? Because if it's Liv,
yeah, of course.
Then how can you honestly come out there and say, "Oh, this is not a merger"?
Well, because his boss told him to say that it wasn't a merger. Look. If my boss come and tell me to say, "Hey, look, this isn't what this is," so regardless of what I think it is. Look. Even if I don't believe it, right? And I got to tell somebody. My supervisor told me to tell you that ain't what it is.
Oh my God! It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, 2 years. It was so quick. It was like it almost seems like when the PGA said no, or really upped the ante and basically tried to put the hammer down on those players. It seemed like the Saudis were like, "We will have none of this. You will see our power." And 2 years, shoot, it took WWE longer than that to take into.
It took the UFC
it took them a while. It didn't 2 years.
Yeah,
two.
It took 2 years. Yeah, it was like, oh, well, I was just watching something. I was watching a documentary. It's kind of a tangent, but I was watching this YouTube documentary on Tencent. It's a company out of China. They own a bunch of like minority stakes and a lot of stuff. They own 100% of Riot Games, like 40% of Epic Games, which is like the company that makes Fortnite. And then they're the company that makes WeChat for China, basically, right? And so like basically all they do is instead of so like they'll give companies the opportunity to say like, hey, you can pay to have us to give like access to like people in China or whatever, right? And if they say no, they just go and literally like copy all of their source code like word for word, and then just slap a different label on it and put it on their app. And like WeChat like is controlled, like it's all of China basically. Like everyone in China that isn't an old person or a baby has WeChat. Like you pay for stuff on there. Your social medias are all on there. Everything's on there. So if you say no, Tencent will just be like, "Oh, okay, cool. Oh, we're going to take we'll take that same exact idea, snatch it up, and not only take it and make it our own and just slap a different label on it, but we'll make more money off of it because the population of China is freaking huge."
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Evil has the biggest stick.
And that's kind of like what LIV did, except for instead of just like taking the source code and making it better, they were just like, "No, we'll just wait it out and then buy you." Like,
pretty well. They kind of did that. Instead of source code, it was a game of golf.
Yep.
Like, we're going to take that. And I wonder if that is what happened. Did they approach the PGA and say, "Hey, we want to buy"? And PGA said, "Absolutely not." Okay. LIV, let's take some of your golfers and same game, and we see what you do over there. All you do is make a bunch of tournaments, and you have all these golfers, and we're gonna take some of yours. People
come over and all that stuff. We can do that. We can do that easily.
And that's exactly what happened. They wow, that was the biggest punking I've ever seen. That was savage. That was savage.
You think you see big money until big money buy what you thought was big money. You're like, oh, never mind. Never mind.
So, and it is what it is. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this is going to look like. I'm not sure. And well, Congress is investigating or looking into it.
It's going to be golf halftime show now. I'm going to be excited.
Yeah, I don't think a whole lot's going to come out of it. And, LIV's like, we didn't do anything but start a golf tournament. Why are you messing with us? So,
PGA LIV halftime show.
Wow.
Mariah Carey.
Oh, not Mariah. No, I mean, all she's going to do is do that whistle note all day. We're sick of that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Bring back Bruno or something. He did all right,
He didn't do bad.
He did just, no more Fergie. No more.
The Duchess. Everyone loves the Duchess.
No. And let's see. No more. Let's see. Who was that? There was a couple. Shakira wasn't that great to me, but everybody loved it. It was not that great. I'm just gonna be honest. Well, there's a couple that they don't need to. They're definitely not gonna call. Well, they were talking about they were gonna call Justin Timberlake back.
Why?
Hey, because they want JT to.
Wait, he done made music?
No.
Oh.
I think reports are that he's coming out with another one, but I mean, if my thing is, if you bring Justin back, you better bring Janet. That's my thing. If you bring Justin back, you got to bring Janet. Don't kick one out. I mean, Justin was the one that snatched it all, not Janet.
But he didn't know anything about it.
You can't tell. Look, they didn't rehearse. You can't. Come on, I refuse to believe that. Justin knew. I believe it was an accident, but everything went according to plan. I think he just pulled off too much. Period.
I don't know, man. They're not going to invite Janet back. Janet's always.
Listen listen, NFL, if you bring back JT and not Janet, we're gonna take this by force.
Add to that, if you've seen anything about Janet's like tour, they not bringing her back. They not bringing her back.
Oh my god!
No, they not bringing her back.
Bring back Janet. It's Jackson if you're nasty. Now, all right. 2-minute warning. What you got?
You know, my 2-minute warning was really kind of based off of Spence and Crawford, but but I don't want to.
Oh my god!
I just because I couldn't help it. Like I was just, man. Floyd Mayweather, John Gotti III.
Oh, he stole mine. Oh my god.
Okay. All right. God. I'm sorry. We talked about this. All right, if you John Gotti III, you lost. How do you lose, right?
Oh man.
Referee Kenny Bayless is like, you're done, right? And your reaction is to go after Floyd Mayweather. You put your hands up, you swing, and Floyd like,
oh,
you lost.
Up until that point, it was all an exhibition match for Floyd. Like, I'm not about to box for real, because if I box for real, you know how this is gonna go. It's exhibition.
Yeah, and then
oh man,
you made him box for real, just for 2 seconds.
It only took 2. it was just 2 seconds. But...
he was doing a motorcycle to the side.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh Gotti. I don't know what got him so riled up. Maybe it's the fact that he was embarrassed. No.
Probably. I mean, you think about it. I'm pretty sure Floyd was talking to him while he was hitting him.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Floyd. You know what I'm saying? It's Floyd.
And he's John Gotti III.
Oh, you ain't one of the best boxers or that's ever boxed.
Your granddaddy ain't John Gotti.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if Floyd wanted to become a mobster, that's one thing. But Gotti was in the ring with a boxer, a real boxer.
Yeah, but
nah, that was just I don't know.
But Gotti respected in the streets.
Not in the ring though. So he might be respected in the streets, but not in the ring. and Floyd, it was kind of like, be gone with you. My 2-minute warning is from the state, our great state, Ohio, the Cleveland Browns. It's to the Cleveland Browns organization. It's to the fans of Cleveland. And it's to Deshaun Watson. Bro, you're not getting D-Hop. Stop. This pipe dream that everybody thinks DeAndre Hopkins wants to go to Cleveland to be reunited with Deshaun Watson. Let me break it down.
Yeah, it's not
happening. It's not. You want to know why it's not happening? Because Deshaun took all the money. He took
guaranteed. Guaranteed.
He took all the money. And you know what? We didn't even bring that up. There were rumblings about Nick Chubb being released. I'm like, Nick Chubb? So again, if you're going to get rid of Nick Chubb, I'm not saying they are, but there were rumblings. There were rumors out there that Nick Chubb could be waived. Deshaun Watson is making $230 million. Absurd. And you think DeAndre Hopkins is going to show up. More power to you. I mean, we can all hope. I mean, you know, me as a Cowboy fan, I hope every year. So, you know how that goes.
Yeah, that's a phase. Franchises are talking about, oh, we don't know about these running backs. The analytics say they're going to be old and da 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 da. So that's going to be a thing for probably the next couple seasons.
And then it'll be a running back league, and receivers will get cut left and right.
It's a cycle.
And and quarterbacks like Danny Dimes. Okay, anyway. All right, man.
Daniel Jones is going to be the Matthew Stafford of this era. He's going to eventually end up being the highest paid quarterback for no reason.
If he's almost there. That was a nice contract that he got. He tried it. He tried it, y'all. He tried it.
He's gonna be the highest paid. He's gonna be the highest paid quarterback. It's like Daniel Jones is now the highest paid quarterback in NFL history, huh?
Oh my god! If that happens, I quit. Well, you know what? Wait a minute. Let's look at history. Who's the highest paid quarterback? Oh, isn't it Deshaun?
It is now, yeah.
It is Deshaun.
At one point, it was Matthew Stafford. At one point, it was Matt Ryan.
Gosh. At one point, look, let's go all the way back. At one point, it was Tony Romo. Why all these quarterbacks that have never won a Super Bowl? Well, Stafford didn't win a Super Bowl, but
he was the highest paid quarterback before that.
In Detroit.
In Detroit.
Is that a trend? Like, you win a Super Bowl, you don't get paid as much? I don't.
Well, you got to think about it. In order to win a Super Bowl, you got to have other players around you. You know, you got to, especially if you're a quarterback, you got to have players to throw the ball to. You got to have a running back. You got to have somebody protect you, right? So you might not get paid as much. You can still get paid handsomely, but you're not going to get paid as much.
And that's why, Cleveland, you're not going to get DeAndre Hopkins.
Like people talk about how like Tom Brady also took pay cuts.
He did. He did. And yeah, and probably why he won 6 Super Bowls. So 7.
That's part of it. That has something to do with it.
7. Was it 6 or 7? I lost count. I think it's.
And that's a problem.
Look, I'm not sure anymore. All right, man. Tell them where they can find this stuff.
All right. We are on the tubes of the U. We are on the book of the face. We are.
Oh my god.
On the gram. Instantly.
The gram of the instantly.
We are on the instant telegram. All right. We are also on the Bird app. We are on the Twitters.
We're on the Fire the Spot. I don't know. I was just following suit. I don't know.
We are on the Fire of the Spot. Indeed. We are on the heart radio of the eye.
The eye.
All right. iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast. Let's see, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Google. Where am I missing? Amazon, because they're too big to fail. And I think that's about it. I think if you watch that 5-hour Andrew Tate interview, I think he mentioned us at some point in there. Not really, but
I was like, what?
Not really, but if yeah, just saying.
I was like, man, what, for real?
I'm just saying, if you pay attention for 4.5 hours to a whole interview like that. If you pay, I'm sorry. Like if you watch the whole thing straight, you paid attention to it, you got some will. Because I was like, yeah, no, he definitely said our name in there. You'll zone out. You probably ain't gonna be able to notice it.
Yeah, you're bound to hear stuff that didn't happen.
Yep.
So yeah, he said it. I'm sticking to it.
Andrew Tate with hair. He said.
Yeah, just fast forward to about the 4-minute 38 seconds, somewhere around there.
Yeah, man. Somewhere between 4 and 38 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, somewhere in there. All right.
Somewhere in there.
But anyway, 8:00 Tuesday evenings. We'll be here. Hopefully you'll be there. These keys I may see.
Better be there.
Man, that was.
Please.
Like, you better be there. Y'all, we are out.